Neon lights have been around for over 100 years and have most definitely made their mark on the world. They have been an integral part in the advertisement of businesses since its inception and are still used today. If you go out right now, you will see them all over the place, especially at restaurants, where it has seemed to become a requirement almost to have a neon open sign. Whether it be as a logo, to advertise their products, or anything else they might want to advertise, neon lights have always served that purpose. Because of how bright and beautiful they always stand out and catch customers' eyes, thus making them a valuable asset to businesses as they strive for better ways to get people in their businesses. Now the question is, how do these things work? First, we must look back on their origin. Neon lights were first shown off to the public on December 11, 1910, by a scientist going by the name of Georges Claude at the Paris Expo. The public loved these bright, colorful lights, and ever since then, they have continued to be used. Now, neon's commercial use in the US didn't start in places now where you will see them all the time, such as New York or Las Vegas. In fact, their first commercial use was in, at the time, a very small boomtown known as Los Angeles. The first businessman to use them was a guy by the name of Earl C. Anthony in the year 1923 in California, who used them to promote his automobile company called Packard Motor Car Company, which specialized in luxury cars. He had seen Claude's sign during a visit to Paris, and Anthony decided that they would be the perfect thing to help advertise his business. He commissioned the production of 2 neon signs, each saying Packard in elegant writing, and ever since then, neon signs continued to grow and grow in popularity. It even became a symbol of modern industry during the effects of World War I and the Great Depression. Now neon lights couldn't maintain that success forever, unfortunately, and this was made apparent during World War II. Blackouts had become a common occurrence during the time, and most people didn't relight these signs because of how expensive that would be, and instead decided to use more cheap signs. Now granted, neon signs will never recapture their former glory, but they still remained a stable part in advertising history. Now, as for how these neon lights work, we actually have covered a lot of these concepts in class. The reason why neon is the element used for these lights is that it is a noble gas. And since it is a noble gas, that means that it has all of its electron shells filled, and it cannot react with other elements. And this means that it takes a ton of energy to remove an electron. A neon light is made with a glass tube with electrodes on both ends. Most neon lights use an alternating current, or AC for short, which is a type of electricity where either a voltage is switching polarity or a current is switching directions back and forth. Next, 1500 volts of electric voltage is then applied on both terminals. This is enough to remove an outer electron from each side of the atom of a neon. This causes for the positively charged ions to move towards the negative side. Meanwhile, the free electrons are pulled towards the positive side of the spectrum. These charged particles are called plasma, and thus completes the circuit. Now, the cause for this light is actually not too complicated. You see, the atoms in the tube move around, hitting each other, with some losing electrons and others gaining them, elevating them to an excited state. And as we have talked about in class very recently, this means that they have a higher level of energy. Eventually, these atoms return to a ground state by releasing their energy as photon, which is light. And as we have also talked about, the further you are away from your original energy level is what the color of the light released depends on. Now you may be wondering, how do neon lights come in so many different colors, even though normally neon would only produce a reddish-orange color? However, the concept of how to produce these other colors is actually not that difficult of a concept to grasp. According to Professor Eric Scheif of Syracuse University, you can mix neon with another noble gas or a variety of other noble gases. Each noble gas can produce its own different color. For example, argon is blue, krypton is green, and helium glows pink. If we mix the gases together, an intermediate color is produced. This thus gives these signs the colorful shine that helps them stand out. Now, in order to give these neon signs the shape their advertisers want, producers of the sign will use this method involving an open flame that helps them bend it in the way that they seem fitting. Now here's a video from HGTV about how the tubes are bent, and it goes into more detail than I can.
Right now, I'm starting to feel it get a little bit soft.
It's really starting to sag.
And that's why you got to turn.
Yeah, I see. Gravity is your friend.
You can see it's starting to get a little fluid.
Yep.
Lay it on my pattern.
I feel like I'd have to practice
Get
the
in the
dance.
rhythm.
Yeah. This is a full body operation. I'll give it a try. I'll try.